clock ticks down until the town administrator leaves for a new job. Now, close to a dozen candidates throw their name into a hat to fill the post, at least temporarily. The popular East Long Meadow 4th of July fireworks draw thousands of people in town, but this year's big event may be in jeopardy. We'll tell you how the Board of Selectmen is trying to help out, and how you can too. And the finishing touches are put on the new tennis courts at East Long Meadow High School. A grand opening is coming up. We'll have that story and much more just ahead on ELCAT News Update. Good evening, I'm Allie Carrington. We begin tonight with the latest from the Board of Selectmen and the rush to fill the town administrator's job. Current Administrator Nick Bro has accepted a position with the town of Wilbraham. He leaves East Long Meadow in a matter of weeks. Last month, the EL Board of Selectmen decided to fill his job temporarily. 10 candidates have applied for the post, 2 at the 11th hour.
Because we just got those today, what we'll do is if I can have the board review all these candidates, and next Monday, at our meeting before the town meeting, if we can all agree on maybe 4 of them to bring in on the following, would that be the 26th? It's today the 12th, yeah, 26th, for interviews and choose somebody, because we don't want to leave Nick's seat empty for long.
The board has previously decided that the person chosen to fill the temporary position could not apply for the job permanently. We'll keep you posted on the interview process. Also, at the latest Board of Selectmen meeting, a move to help the JCs with their annual 4th of July fireworks display. The JCs sponsor the fireworks each year, funded by the revenue made from the annual carnival at Center Field. But thanks to bad weather the last couple years, funding is down significantly. In fact, they are about $6,000 short. At Monday's Selectmen meeting, the board agreed to waive the JC's $1,200 police administrative fee. That fee covers the 2015 carnival and fireworks.
And my understanding, that reason that they had gone short is unfortunately because of the weather, and they are reaching out.
Right.
I don't anticipate this to be something that comes through every year, but maybe we could consider it this one time.
The fireworks company has offered to match donations, up to $7,500. The JCs, meanwhile, are looking for the public's help in raising the $6,000 shortfall. If you'd like to make a contribution, contact the East Long Meadow JCs. The school committee also met this week with a number of items on their agenda. First up, a look at the status of the school district's budget.
There's really less than 2 months left of this fiscal year. Our budget has been stable all year, still is. So we do have enough sufficient funds to cover all expenses. I projected forward all of the substitute accounts and everything to make sure we're good. So this will allow for some end-of-the-year purchases, and Finance Subcommittee meeting will be required within the next couple of weeks.
There is also a request to look into the high school's athletic funding, the budget of which has grown each year.
And during the next month and a half, we'd also like to have an athletic budget subcommittee, so that we can examine, what we did this year, and hopefully set up a kind of more concrete budget for athletic than we have in the past, because we have so much more of it now contained within our appropriated budget, and a real plan on how to spend that money so that it kind of can stay in the black and stay in good sense. So as we look towards the end of the year, the balances look good, and this is a snapshot.
Another item on the agenda, a proposal for a new disciplinary system at the high school, particularly when it comes to students being tardy or skipping school. High school principal Gina Flanagan and vice principals Frank Page and R.J. Marhefka briefed the committee on their proposal. In part, it stems from the number of high school students coming into school late, especially this spring.
Just over the last 11 days since we came back from April break, we're averaging 72 tardy students a day, with a high of 94.
That's a lot.
Vice Principal Marhefka says the current system does not necessarily do much to fix the actual problem.
What we're finding with the way we currently handle it, we let both tardiness and discipline kind of accumulate, and then assign a rather harsh consequence after a series of behaviors have already become a habit. So then what we're finding is the consequence doesn't actually reshape the behavior or change the habit. it just kind of starts the clock again for the students in question to continue the behavior until we catch up with them again.
Currently, right now, how we have it set up is students' first consequence is that they would lose eligibility for any extracurriculars or athletics if they achieve 20 tardy points, and if then they get up to 40, it becomes disciplinary, and we would assign either 3-hour community service. 3-hour would be a detention. One of the things that I've noticed when we made this change a few years back, and Ms. Marhefka can attest to it, going through it this year, is it does seem to impact our athletes and the kids who want to be involved in extracurriculars. However, for the kids who are the chronic offenders, the ones who are tardy every single day, or it's a frequent thing for them, they don't really see a consequence for a while, and especially the ones who are not participating in the extracurriciculars.
Vice Principal Page explains how the new system will address issues like tardiness and skipping classes in a more immediate fashion.
The easy way to look at this is before we hit eligibility first and then discipline. It's actually the opposite. We're kind of flipping it right now, where the discipline comes first, and then eventually it can impact their eligibility as well if the discipline continues. So currently, right now, when students are either written up or sent to the office, or whatever infraction might be written up for cutting class, they receive either points or detentions. And a lot of the consequences that we have as currently outlined, students receive points. And as Mr. Marhefka noted, when a student gets to 13 points is when they actually receive that consequence of 3 hours. So that could be for 3 separate infractions. It could be for a cell phone, and then disrupting class, possibly a dress code violation, things like that. So when they actually receive the detention, it's not necessarily a clear message of this is what you did wrong and this is your consequence. It's a combination of things. So our hope is to shift that policy to make it now a detention-based system. So when we have a consequence, it'll be very clear to the student. It'll be concrete.
High school administrators say they do understand that every situation may be different. Extenuating circumstances may be recognized on a case-by-case basis. In the end, the school committee voted in favor of the new disciplinary system for the high school. One final note from that meeting. School committee student representative Senior Jack Moynihan serves his very last day on the board.
At this time, it's bittersweet that we recognize our fantastic student rep, Jack Moynihan. Thank you, guys. You
did get all dressed up. So.
Yeah. Well, Jack, it's been a pleasure, because I think you have purely emulated professionalism. From the way you dress, to your demeanor, to your comments, you were a true school committee member. We can't say that all the time, and we thank you so much for all you've done for us, and wish you the best of luck in your pursuits. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Jack will graduate later this month and will attend Bowdoin College in Maine in the fall. Good news for tennis lovers in town. As you may know, the brand new tennis courts at the high school are open for business. However, the lighting of the courts has not been complete until recently. Many people who use the courts, including the high school tennis team, are thrilled to have everything up and running. The East Long Meadow Tennis Association will host a grand opening celebration Saturday, May 16th at the courts. From 12 to 4 p.m., all ages are welcome to stop down for a match play, contest, and prizes. All abilities are welcome. For more information, visit www.eltennis.org. And finally tonight, a special dedication this past week, not only for the town of East Long Meadow, but for one of our former longtime Conservation Commission members, Mary Swords. ELCAT's Bella Kokoyanakis has the story.
A small group of friends and family gathered for the unveiling of the sign marking the Mary Swords Conservation Area. Former chair of the Conservation Commission, George Kingston, opens the ceremony with a few words about Mary.
I was on the commission for like 26 years with Mary, so we did a lot of work together. And I'm really happy to be here to be able to do this. She basically taught me everything I knew about wetlands and conservation. And more than that, she taught me a lot about how to deal with developers and how to convince people to donate land to the town. The area is especially appropriate to honor Mary, not only because she helped acquire it, but it's an especially beautiful piece of land. It's woods, it's small quarries, There are quarry roads in there. There's a lot of wildflowers, a lot of birds, a lot of wildlife. And it's really representative of the natural history of East Long Meadow. So it's a treasure to be enjoyed by all the residents of the town.
The area is around 39 acres and it's located between Meadow Road and Elm Street. The full ceremony is available on ELCAT's YouTube channel, ELCAT 01028.
Well, that will do it for us tonight. Thanks for watching ELCAT News Update. I'm Allie Carrington. Until next time, good night.